just want to talk and see what's going on. I know that all the grown folks out here that is interested in what's going on in this country are ready to see a change. If you are my age or been on this planet long enough to know that things are not going good, and you never thought that you would be discussing in the present tense of dictatorship, criminality. I've never in my life seen somebody in the Oval Office being talked about so bad. I mean, it looks bad that we can't have one good thing to say about a administration in the White House. I mean, since we was born, there's been a president. And a Congress that we've had to appear to. We've had judges. We grew up thinking judges were the final say. But now we see that it all depends on who you are. And what I want to start doing is concentrating on who is going to be the next president. You know, we've always had that fear that he was going to try to run again. We already knew that when he lost in 2020. We already knew that. So now we don't have that fear, but we have to wonder who's going to be next. What is coming next? Because we see that the people that live here in America don't mind having a criminal in the White House, don't mind having a racist in the White House, and don't mind lawlessness and criminality in the White House. What our kids are watching. Our kids are seeing what's going on. And there's a lot of people seeing what's going on. We are less safe. We are less confident. And it's really getting to people. These people, you see these people out here protesting and writing all this stuff that's kind of funny but sad too. Can you imagine the mental state that they are in to be able to write stuff that they are writing and having to call somebody that's working in our government a Nazi and saying all these horrible things about the person that was elected by cheating, because there's no way in the world. But hey. And we talking about each other. I remember when Trump was running against Hillary, when Hillary called them deplorables. They went around writing deplorable on their t-shirt. They was proud to wear it. And then you see people, you don't know who these people are that are really okay with what's being said about them. And it's on both sides, because they talk about liberals just as bad, if not worse. And what I'm saying is we need a American to stand up and be for America. Not for the rich, the famous, not for anybody that feel like they think they're right. They say the Constitution, they raise their hand and take an oath to the Constitution, okay? And half of them really don't even know what's in the Constitution. It's a lot of stuff in there that we need to concentrate on what's not in the Constitution, really. Because you should not be able to be in the White House if you are a criminal. A criminal all your life. And then we people that believe in justice have to be under a tyrant, which is a criminal. And we have to be associated with somebody that would send young people to another country and the worst jail with no due process. We have to be under that. And we have to be bombarded with all this terrible stuff that's going on. It's just so sad. I really hate to turn on the TV. I really hate to turn on the news because all they talk about is Trump this and Trump that. And then the rest of the news is sad. Just like what happened in New York. That whole family that drowned in the Hudson River. Just trying to do something that they do all the time. A helicopter ride. Now, some people would do that. Me, personally, never. I don't need to see I don't need to see it. I will see it on a movie, on a picture show. I don't need to see the New York skyline. Because to me, it's pitiful that you have a city with that many buildings. I think about it all the time. If this country, North and South America, would have never been colonized and taken over, how beautiful it could be. You know, we would actually be living in houses made of gold, floors made of silver and copper, because we would not be, well, at least for maybe a couple 100 years, because, you know, sooner or later, who knows? Because I believe if America would have never been taken over by the Europeans, the world would be a whole lot different. Well, it's a whole lot of ifs and buts and maybes. And I do believe if we would have, hello. Eat the butter, because when you spread the butter, you're spreading goodness to our farmer owners. Yeah. And and I'd say this one thing. Farmers and their families get theirs. So I'm one of those who say Joe Biden should have stayed in the race. Because it was just, she didn't have enough time to get the right people behind her. They turned it into a party, entertainment to me. You know, they didn't do due diligence. They should have been on him like white on rice. And then trying to satisfy so many people so much fast. It was impossible. Because I had the nerve. I mean, I heard black men out here talking about, I don't know her. You don't have to know her. It don't make no difference. Because she had more nerves than you will ever have. As you can see, anybody could run for president, but I bet you wouldn't, because you don't have what it takes to lead, because you probably can't even lead a pack of dogs, just like this one that's running things now. He's not qualified. And these people that he is putting in all these different uh, positions, it's sad. It's really sad. How do you get up there and do a job that you are not qualified to do? Because it's all show. This is a great big show that we are witnessing. The greatest show on earth. This is what we're dealing with. All these actors, all these TV personalities. We even got one. We always got to have one that was associated with the World Wrestling. We always have to have one of those. Oh my goodness. This is too much. I have never in my life seen anything like this. And I hope not to see it again, because our children, you know what? Somebody need to ask him what year it is, because he think it's 1915 or 1913, somewhere around there. I have never seen nothing like that before. And when he said it came from the heart, and then he said it, they acting yippy. I am tired of laughing at this man. I'm tired of laughing at this man. And I hate that something bad is probably going to happen before people realize. And we don't know who's going to be hurt. I haven't heard him say one thing about curbing the violence that's going on out here. I haven't heard nobody say he'd have done one good thing for the American people. And we are the American people. And it's time for American people to be in charge of America, not these people now. And I'm not talking about just on the left. I'm talking about left and right. Because really, all that money that was wasted trying to put this criminal in jail every day, we had to hear about him going to court. FBI raiding this place, and he wasn't even there. Oh my goodness. And then we had to go through the impeachment trials, and then we had to go through the January 6th trials. If we don't want to go through this again, we're going to have to really stop. We're going to stop doing what we're doing and change course. Because right now, it ain't nothing we could do about it. They can't even do nothing about it. The ones that's paying all them lawyers is getting rich as hell. And the billionaires are getting more money. And all we getting is more anxiety. But we can't let that happen. We got to get somebody in the White House that's going to make America smart again. That's going to make us, our children, and all that comes behind us, smart, educated, and citizens of America. Because if we were smarter and more educated, we wouldn't need all these prisons, because educated, smarter people live better, act better. We wouldn't have all these 20 prisons in one state. If we didn't have all those prisons, you would have more land for more affordable housing for people to live in. And we should realize and tell these people, we can't even live comfortably $2,000 a month. We need more money so we can live more comfortably. We're tired of working. Can't afford a decent vacation. Can't afford to give our kids extra care. We need an education system that is going to be good for everybody, because our education schools should be graded as better, more better, the best, and better than the best. It never should ever be any schools that's not 10 or above. And we're going to have to start demanding that from anybody who's running this country. Because I've seen them dummying up our kids when my kids were going to school. I'm talking about back in the 80s. They was dumbing up our kids. Our kids was graduating with the 9th grade. Some of them not even able to read past 9th grade. And this is what we're dealing with now. So if the next president is not talking about getting these kids smarter and more educated, no. And stop indulging these people to make up all these new techs. We don't need all these computers and robots. We lazy enough. And I'm telling you, ever since they came out with the remote control, we been getting lazier and lazier. Okay? I'm telling you. Because I remember before that remote control, my father used to call us upstairs to change the TV for him. And I remember having to get up to walk across the floor, across the room, to go change the TV. Well, I'm going to get off here. I want to see some potential presidents running now. I want to hear them. I want to see what they're talking about. We're going to have to start getting out in the neighborhoods, to schools, talking to people and seeing about some new leaders in the Oval Office and in Congress. Yes. And we don't want these people now that's in Congress and all this stuff. No. Don't even try to attempt to run. We tired of these phony ass people. No. 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 Mm-mm. And stop getting mad about what they're doing. They gonna do what they gonna do. You know, racists do what they do. Christians do what they do. We got to do what we do, and that is be for America. We was born here. We gonna die here. Now, if you can leave, hey, take me with you. But this is where I've been all my life, and I'm not being black. I'm being an American. I love this land. You know what? I failed that course. I should have been an American first, and not be the problem, but be the solution. So we're going to have to start looking for people that's going to be the solution, not the problem. All right. Thank you, guys. And y'all have a wonderful day. Okay. Stay strong. We're going to save America. Okay? Yes, we are.